Well, it's scary when you see it, and to avoid it, you have to be quick. Wrong-way drivers have caused horrific accidents and deaths all across the state. But there's something you probably don't know about wrong-way drivers, and it's surprising. Here's Matt Grubb's special assignment.
So, Miss Leach?
It is a Saturday morning.
I can smell the vehicle.
And State Police Officer Alfredo Moya thinks Mary Leach is drunk.
How much have you had to drink?
I had 2 beers already.
Okay. We can smell it.
Not just because Mary Leach admits to drinking, or because Moya thinks she spilled a Budweiser on herself, but because he thinks Leach has been driving the wrong way up I-25 for miles.
We have a vehicle headed northbound and southbound lanes, multiple calls.
One of the drivers scrambling to get out of the way that day was my wife. There's no doubt she saved our lives, and once she got us to the shoulder, we also called 911. And like so many others, at 75 miles an hour, we came face to face with a terrifying problem.
Is it a Jeep or a truck?
I couldn't tell you. I had to swerve to keep from hitting it.
Moya tops 130 miles per hour in the correct lanes while dispatchers try to pinpoint the Jeep. The first call near Santa Fe put it at mile marker 288. By the time police caught Leach, she was 15 miles down the road.
I think they finally figured out, but there was a car that was driving on the wrong side of the highway.
And finally, on the right side of the highway. She failed a field sobriety test.
Okay, ma'am.
Mary Leach's blood alcohol content was 0.24. That's 3 times the legal limit. If she's convicted of that charge, it will be her second DWI. There are other charges too, like having an open container, failure to yield to an emergency vehicle, failure to maintain her lane of traffic, even reckless driving. But of those 5, not a single one is anything more than a misdemeanor.
In fact, there is no state law that targets wrong-way driving. The video from Officer Moya's car has a stark reminder of what is at stake. Speeding to catch up to Leach, Moya bolts past the memorial to 5 members of the Collins-Gonzalez-Garcia family, killed by wrong-way drunken driver Dana Pabst in 2006.
They don't realize how much it impacts the family when something like this happens.
Ray and Kathy Collins lost their daughter, son-in-law, and 3 grandchildren. Only Arissa Garcia, then 15 years old, survived.
It was tough. It was really tough. She was so bitter. She was angry.
So were the Collins. They pressed for tighter alcohol sales laws and had some impact. They also had their own brush with a wrong-way driver. Ray Collins saw the man stopped ahead out of the car and drinking. Then the guy jumped into his truck and drove the wrong way straight at Collins.
I swerved on to the left and went on 2 wheels. There was another car coming straight at me, and he stopped. And we think we could have been a big chain reaction. I went completely off the road.
Seeing those headlights coming at you, and it's very, very traumatic when you have a close call like that.
State Police Chief Pete Casetas has had the same experience, and one of his officers was hit earlier this month. And wrong-way drivers continue to make the news. But Casetas is not sure a new law specifically targeting a very small but also very dangerous set of drivers is the answer.
The reality is in this business is you can't enforce stupidity out of people, quite frankly.
Such narrow laws can have unintended consequences, say the tourist driving the wrong way or someone having a medical episode. The chief suggested an enhancement for drunk drivers caught going the wrong way. Public Safety Secretary Greg Farrat, who prosecuted wrong-way driver Lloyd Larson after he hit and killed 4 people on I-40 in 2002, said state judges don't have the leeway they need to get tough when sentencing drunk drivers who commit such dangerous crimes. Ray Collins.
It should be some kind of assault. It's just like carrying a concealed weapon.
Knows what can happen.
It should be higher in a reckless driving citation.
And what doesn't seem to work.
If they do it once, they'll do it again.
The granddaughter the Collins raised during the hardest part of her life is all the reminder they need.
Yeah, I called her about you coming, and she said, no, just say for me. She said, they sure impacted my life. This has turned everything around.
Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
The same morning, police arrested Mary Leach near Pecos. Deputies in Sandoval County got a call reporting a wrong-way driver in a white Jeep near Bernalillo. Now, Matt Grubbs spoke to Mary Leach, the woman he talked about driving the wrong way. You can read about what she told him on our KRQE app.